I'm not even sure where to start, but maybe we start at the beginning. It was about 38 years ago. I was a young man, 15 years old, learning how to hand paint. Um, and this guy comes into Smithley Walker's sign shop, Smithley Signs, in Little Piqua, Ohio, and is talking to Walker about paint. And I meet him for the first time. And I don't really remember him, to be honest with you, until years later, and he reminded me of that interaction that we had, selling some sharp brushes and some one shot and some different things that Walker used on a regular basis. And I was off working, but I did get to meet him briefly. He was larger than life. He was he would remind you of a real life Mario, right? And just really enjoyed his enthusiasm and his excitement. And when he talked about the sign industry, he just vibrated. It was part of who he was. He loved the industry, loved the people in it, really had a true appreciation for the artisans and the craftsmen that built the industry. And he was contagious. That was the best word for him. Fast forward years later, I have my own sign shop back in the same town. Walker's no longer in business, and the same guy comes and calls on me. He walks in the door. I kind of see him as familiar, right? I kind of recognize him, but I don't, because it's been many years. I'm now in my 20s. And he's telling me a little bit about Cincinnati Sign Supply and what they can do to help me. But he doesn't go very far. He quickly shifts to, now you know who I am. Tell me more about who you are. And I've done a previous video on him. But the difference is we lost him last Friday. He's passed, unfortunately. And so now I can't make it to the viewing, and it's really bothering me. So I thought I would just tell a little story about Lenny. We lost a gem in our industry. I mean, we've had a lot of guys come and go, and we've lost a lot of good people. But for me personally, he's a gem. He helped guide me. He wasn't just some rep. He was a trusted confidant that would take time anytime he came into my shop and understand what challenges I'm up against, either in the moment or in that stage of my growth of the company. Always had time to direct me in the right place. There was times he didn't have what I needed. He would always direct me where I needed to go to get it. He truly gave a crap. He just cared about people. It's no wonder that he passed because of his heart, because he had one of the biggest hearts of anyone I've ever known. He would do anything for anyone, and he had an impact that was deeper than I realized. And this week's been a tough one. Lots of great conversations with people, and everyone says the same thing about Lenny. He was fun, energetic, kind, ornery, a character for sure, and just really loved our industry. Was the greatest cheerleader for most people. If he believed in you, if he saw what you were doing and thought you really had the talents and abilities and believed in where you were going, he would do anything to help you get to that destination. I can't say enough. I don't think he realized how much he impacted not only myself, but many people in this industry, and planted a seed of me wanting to be better. He always, well, why are you doing it that way? You always bring that, why are you doing it that way? Are you getting a good result? Or why wouldn't you do it this way? And he always got me thinking. And he was a great catalyst for me to bring me outside of my box and to look back with a different perspective, to help me grow and become better at my craft. And then when I transitioned out of fabrication into the other side, he was always still a big advocate. And I worked for a competitor at one point. I call him and say, Lenny, we don't have this. Do you have it? Yeah. And he'd get it for the person. And vice versa. We were friendly competitors that the focus was the customer. What a beautiful thing to leave as a legacy is a loving, kind focus on service, on truly helping others unselfishly to become better version of themselves. Pretty amazing. And I'm very honored to have known Lenny, to be friends with Lenny. Sad for him not being here. I know he's in a better place because we've had many discussions about faith. And anyone that knows me, they know I don't hide that I'm a Christian. Rough around the edges, still work in progress, but I'm a Christian. And he exuded what it meant to be one and just be a good human being. And I'm going to miss him. And it just sucks I can't be there for his viewing and funeral. So I just had to take a moment and just talk about Lenny. He is going to be so missed. Such a good man. Above this video where I post it, or below, depending on if it's YouTube, I'll have some information on him. And you're probably going to see a video or a picture. That's one of my favorite pictures he's ever shared with me. He knew my child loves Mario. And tell you how much he loves the industry. He was the centerpiece and so instrumental in getting us the National Sign Museum in Cincinnati, Ohio. And it's a phenomenal museum. And he was just integral in making it all happen. He gives tours all the time. He's just so knowledgeable. Wish someone, and I hope someone taped him giving one, but I have a bad feeling they didn't. So we lost all that amazing knowledge that he had about the industry. And could tell stories. Man, that man knew everybody and knows all, all the stories about him. Matter of fact, when I post this, if anybody has a moment to do a quick story on a video and reply to this where I post it, please do. Let this be an amazing thing for, everyone to refer back to and remember such a great person and a staple in the sign and graphics industry that has made such an impact that it's rippled and will continue to ripple. He's left a legacy, and it's not going to go away with him just passing from this world to the next. It's not. He's going to live on through that museum. But back to what I was talking about with my son, found out he loved Mario, and he's dressed up as Mario, and my gosh, does he not look like him. And he is leading a tour through the museum for kids, because that was just the person he was. He loved to make people smile, make them laugh. He loved to have a great time. And, gosh, I'm going to miss him so much. But, we will see him again. And I look forward to that moment. Lenny, you meant a lot to us. You meant a lot to me. You were more instrumental in who I became as a sign maker and beyond than you will ever know. And I will miss you so much, my friend. God bless. I know you're in a better place. It just sucks you went way too early. Live every day, folks, because we have no idea what tomorrow holds. Make sure you make an impact in everything you do. You may think your job is remedial and it doesn't mean anything, but it does. And if you do it with zeal and kindness and service of others, you'll leave a legacy like Lenny did. So, as I always say, until next time, and Lenny, this includes you up in heaven. Sign on.